Hi everybody, and welcome to Traveling with Russell, and welcome to a new video. Welcome to Crocus City Convention Center. I thought I'd take you for a walk around an interesting food and drink expo called WorldFood Moscow. And the sign's right behind me, we must be in the right place. Walking inside, they've always got these very big maps at all the different conventions, and it points out all the different vendors that are here. And from what I understand, there's more than 300 vendors. And have a look at the list of companies represented. It's never ending. And there's two different halls that we can walk in. And we're gonna head on in this one right here. Hopefully my barcode is gonna work. A quick scan, and we can head on inside. I'm already hungry just walking in the entrance. So it'll be interesting how many things we can get to taste, or maybe it's just all for show. One thing I can tell you is there's a lot of people here. It's very busy. Of course, I'm not an absolute expert on food. I love to eat it. I love to taste it. Perhaps this box might look familiar. Maybe it looks like Raffaello. I wonder. Confetta. But they've got a bin here where you can grab a sample. How nice is this? I think maybe I'm going to have to get a bag to collect some of the samples because I couldn't help but have one, and they taste delicious. Now, of course, this is all about the convention, less about the eating, but you know, I came here intentionally to a food expo to see some food. Russian popcorn, I've got to have a taste. Now let's have a couple of pieces of popcorn. Oh, just like them at the cinemas. Now, what's interesting is the English words that they're using. Why they're not using Russian words? Kukuruza. Is anybody a big fan of popcorn? Let me know in the comments. The one I really like is the one in the container at the back there, the flavored popcorn. They've also got some different microwave popcorns as well. And they've even got the containers. They're already prepared for the cinemas. Perhaps they've got some brand collaborations that they do with the movie theaters here in Moscow. So the stand there that had the popcorn was super interesting. I actually got a couple of samples to bring home. And the lady there, who's the rep for the company, was actually a subscriber to the channel as well. So thank you so much for the samples and to talk about your company. It was really nice. And it looks like the Chinese are here, and they're here in force. They've got a lot of stalls as I walk around. I'm going to call them stalls. Some people call them stands. And basically, it's different companies and different manufacturers, and they're trying to find markets in Russia. And also what they're doing as well, they're showing how they co-pack for other companies. So a lot of the products that come out of one factory are branded for different supermarket chains or hypermarkets. And it's very interesting, the amount of Chinese brands that are here all the way down this left-hand side. A lot of these different Chinese booths, as I'm walking along on this side, have a lot of the different seeds. And I'm not too sure about lady nail, but I know for sure my wife loves pumpkin seed and sunflower seeds. They're very popular in Russia. I think the more I walk around this event today, the more I'm going to learn about food and where it all comes from. But I just noticed here, macadamia. And this is a stand here with Chinese products, hickory nuts, pistachios, but macadamias. I thought Australia was famous for macadamias. I've learned something new. Hickory nut kernels are only from China. Has anybody had any of these before? Let me know in the comments, especially as I'm walking around this expo. Let me know some of these foods. Have you had them before? And have you tried them? Having just walked away from a lot of the Chinese stands, I've come to Sri Lanka. And they've got all the different types of teas that you can taste, some of the different coffees, and of course Australia and Sri Lanka are very big rivals in cricket, and I had a bit of a laugh with the guy here about Australia beating and being more successful than Sri Lanka in cricket. It's very interesting, all the different countries represented. It really is a taste of the nations as I walk around. And now I'm in Italy, and they've got their coffee machine right here. I think they actually do coffee pods, which is really interesting. They've got a very big jar of them right there, but so soon that I change countries, we're in Italy. That's another Italian company here on the other side. Not too sure how Italian the name is though, but I proudly have the flag flying right there. I hope everybody's going to find this video interesting and to see some of the different brands and different countries represented at this World Food Expo. It's really interesting for me just to walk around and understand some of the different companies that are here and the different brands that I see in the shops. So I hope you enjoy it just as much as I am. I wonder if anybody recognizes what flag this is, and maybe some of these brands, if you recognize them. It's called Jaffa. Now you can actually buy this in a lot of different supermarkets in Moscow, but is the flag recognizable? Maybe you know a famous tennis player from there, I wonder. And my friend Mickey, if you're watching, I came to see your famous Serbian snacks right here. Walking around a little bit further, I found one of the distributors from Moscow here, and I just noticed in their glass case they've got Pringles. Now, of course, it's very well known that Pringles has left Russia, and it's now taken over by Russian ownership. But these Pringles are actually from Belgium, and then they're brought to Turkey and then here to Russia. So I can still find Pringles in Russia. I'm very happy. The guy that was at the stand there with the Pringles was a super nice guy, and he's actually from Armenia. And obviously there's a few things going on there right now, and you know, it's nice still to talk to people and talk about the world and life, and we can still have a smile and have a laugh with each other. Walking around, it's just interesting how many people are at this event and how many different vendors there are, and just the interest in all the different brands. Interesting walking around all the different stalls and seeing lots of similar looking products that are originally Russian brands that have done a lot of rebranding in the last few years and are trying to find the market from some of the companies that left. I'm pretty sure this shape of can will look familiar, but this is kartocha. Now, it really just means potato, but I battled to get the right word and translation, so I hope I did it justice. But they look very similar to another brand that we know well. One of the other big trading partners with Russia right now is Turkey, and they've got quite a lot of the other side of this hall with Turkish brands. And it's very interesting for me, you know, when I go to a supermarket to start recognizing a lot of these brands and products, and a lot of the companies that are from China and from Turkey are producing products for the Russian market, and they're even rebranding them or repackaging them or producing them specifically for Russian shops and supermarkets. And you can see how many Turkish companies there are here. And I've come across a company here from Oman, and maybe my food palette isn't that international, but I had some halva. Now, please tell me, have you had halva before? I need lots of people to comment about all these different foods that I'm trying. part of this World Food Expo, they've also got lots of different talks, and they've got people here on stage, and they're streaming some of these on different social media platforms. Retail Academy. Now, I've been in retail since I was 15. I never went to any academy. I've come across another chip brand, and again, they've got these cans that look very similar to Pringles, but their brand is called Peck, and it's actually a Chinese company. And a lot of what they're doing is producing the brand for other companies. And they've got crab flavor, hot chili lime flavor. And if we look on the back wall over here, have a look at how many different flavors they've got. So many. Have a look at all the different flavors they've got. They've got so many. Oh, cheese and onion. My gosh, so famous in England. And here in Russia, we've never heard of cheese and onion flavor. I'll have a look at some of these chili crab ones. Spicy turkey noodles. Wow, so many flavors. Chili flavor, mild salt flavor, even bacon flavor. Has anybody seen this many flavor of chips before? Let me know in the comments. Of course, being a World Food Expo, there's going to be a lot of different countries represented here and a lot of different products. A lot of these brands that I'm looking at as I walk around are not in Russia necessarily, so they're looking for supermarket brands and big chain retailers to pick up these brands and then hopefully have them available in Russian shops very soon. But just the amount of interest is really, for me, it's very interesting to see, you know, the amount of people here and amount of people, maybe, do they share the same passion for food like I do? As I'm walking around all of these different Turkish food stands, I'm curious, has anybody had Turkish food before? Perhaps there's something more famous in Turkey that I should be trying beyond Turkish delights. And that's my only product that I know from Turkey is Turkish delights. But I'm sure there's a lot more different foods that I should be trying. There's a lot of Turkish companies represented here. So let me know in the comments. Maybe you can watch this and I can come back the day after and find out all the different suggestions that you've made. I was just walking around the last aisle in this conference hall, and what did I find? I found Kit Kat. Now, I haven't seen Kit Kat in Moscow in more than 6 months, and here it is at this stall right here. Now, this particular company is a importer of foods from other countries, and this Kit Kat is from Turkey. And then they actually have Pringles here. Now let's just spin around and have a look. And we know Pringles very well, but these Pringles are from Poland. Polish Pringles. And I think a lot of people will know Hershey's very well. They're a very famous American company, but these particular Hershey's are made in Brazil. My gosh, I'm on a global trek around the world, checking out all these different snacks and brands. Of course, a lot of these are in stores in Russia already, but my gosh, Kit Kat, come back to Russia, please. I found some more potato chips walking around, and these are from Turkey. They're called patties, and they've got lots of different flavors. This chili one is the best one, I think, by a long way, but they've got lots for you to sample. Has anyone heard of patties before? There's a very nice lady here who's explaining all the different flavors to me. It's really very interesting when I stop at the different stalls and do some of the tastings. Some of the staff are incredibly friendly and want to chat. Where am I from? What am I doing? Like the videos. And you get some of the stands They're completely like stone-faced, not even smiling. And if you're here at a convention trying to promote your products, the first thing you need to be is friendly, I think. But it's just interesting going one stand to the next, the different reception you get when you go up and talk to them. Of course, a lot of people know that one of my favorite things is Coca-Cola. And even on my donation link, instead of buy me a coffee, I call it buy me a Coca-Cola. And this is one of the importers to Russia that actually has a distribution and a booth at Food City, which I've been to make videos before at. And they've got some other drinks as well. And they're focusing really on Coke, Pepsi, Fanta, Schweppes. And the Coca-Cola they've got here is from Iran, Georgia, Poland, and Turkey. Imagine 4 countries worth of Coca-Cola. Also at this event, they've got some different chefs doing some cooking demonstrations. And you can sit there and he'll talk you through the different techniques that they're doing and share their knowledge. And I would imagine these different guys up on stage are probably famous here in Russia, but for sure he enjoys his food, that's one thing. And then if this first convention hall wasn't enough, there's an entirely separate one. Now we're gonna have a walk around, look for some interesting things. My belly is about 50% full, so hopefully I can find some more things to taste and sample. Let's see what we can find. Okay, so I'm super happy because I found the stall that is Food City. Now they've got this very big video going on showing you the cross docks and where all the food distributes out of. Now I've just asked, can I come to make a video at Food City? And the lovely lady that works here, I'm not sure who she is now, but she said, give me a call and we're gonna let you have a walk around Food City and make a video. So coming very soon. One of the cool things about Food City, now you're gonna have to wait for the video of course, is the amount of vendors and market shops they've got. And they've just got a few of them here as a example, but one of them's got the alcohol. And have a look, Jack Daniels right there. And one that's probably not so well known is Sheridan's. And this is actually from the same company that distribute Johnny Walker. But this is the desk setup where you can actually make contacts with some of the resellers at Food City. And it's super interesting. Have a look, even Coca-Cola right here. So give me another week or so and I'm going to be able to come to Food City and your mind is going to be blown at the amount of food that's on display there, the amount of different products and the selection. And actually they've also probably got the largest stand here at the World Food Expo. Of course, a lot of the different stands as we walk around is food. And have a look at the sturgeon. Now, they've got an aquarium right here because they've got the stand here with caviar. Check out all the different types of caviar. This is the well-known beluga caviar. And I think this probably is one of the more expensive caviars as well, but does anybody like caviar? Let me know in the comments, please. Are you a fan of caviar? Maybe seeing it in the tank is not so appetizing, but how about when you see it in the jar? I think it's a whole different story. So some of the different stands actually have tasting bars set up where you can have some of the different foods that they're selling. And this one is tofu, and it's probably one of the few things that I don't personally love, but it's incredibly popular here in Russia. It's really amazing to me just how many Chinese companies there are represented And of course there is Russian brands here, but so many of these international brands are trying to find the market here in Russia and to try to break into the Russian market. The supermarket chains are so well established in Russia, you know, new brands coming in, it can be a struggle to, you know, get on the shelf. And there is just stall after stall of different companies with all of the different foods that they're selling, and most of it would be in bulk or in wholesale amounts, but they can even do the labeling and have it co-packed for sale in Russia. It's just staggering how many stands there are walking around. This is very interesting. They've actually got some different food trucks set up, and they're actually not ideally serving any food there, but they're just showing you what type of food trucks you could buy and then put your brand or business into them. And they've always got the good-looking girl there on standby when the business deal's not going so well. But they've got all the different food trucks out here, or caravans. I wonder if they're called something else in Russia, but they're not actually serving food out of them. They're just here as a display to get an idea of what your business could look like served out of these vans. So maybe the less I say about this stand, the better, but it's called My Size, and looks like it's a German company of some kind, but perhaps you want to figure out what it is without me explaining what My Size is. And they've got different, I didn't know there was even numbers relating to the size. Is that a thing? Is that maybe a German thing? I didn't know that we had to use a size guide. Perhaps we tell the people what number we need, but I wonder if you can figure out what they're serving or what they're selling at this stand right here. Okay, time to get back on track. It's very distracting. You come to a food expo event and they've got not food. Maybe they were edible, I wonder. I didn't actually even ask them or talk to them. I think they've got a lot of people coming up and being more serious than I am. There's also a very big stand here for Algeria. Now, coming from Australia, it's just so interesting, all of the different Western brands that aren't necessarily in Australia whatsoever. And then you come here to Russia and you see Algeria promoting all of their products. A lot of these stands like this, it'll be the perhaps the agricultural board of the country or some form of the government initiative to come here and bring all the different companies. But has anyone had food from Algeria before? Have a look at this stand, it's from Brazil. Now, the only thing that I know about Brazil is beautiful Brazilian women, but it's set up by the Minister of Agriculture, and they have a few different stalls from Brazil. But where are the Brazilian women? I think it's all Russians that speak Portuguese, I think. But that's pretty neat that Brazil is in the house. And it looks like Turkey is also in this section of the convention as well. They've got lots of different stands, and a lot of it on this section is focusing on fruits and vegetables. And there's a lot of different vendors represented here. I just go to the supermarket and buy what's on special, but it must be a thing to get some Turkish lemons or Turkish mandarins. They look really nice, by the way. I'm very curious tomorrow afternoon what they do with all these oranges. Do they put them back in their suitcase? Do they take them back to Turkey? I really wonder what the plan is when they close the stall tomorrow. Maybe I came a day early and I should have come tomorrow afternoon. I found a very nice fruit stand here, and they're also from Turkey, and they're called Mango by Air. And what's interesting, they do next day shipping. Now, the word shipping is very interesting because it comes by aeroplane. And of course, Turkish Airlines flies daily to Moscow. They've also got bananas there, dragon fruit. Have a look at all of the mangoes here. Wow, these are absolutely beautiful. And they're doing tasting, of course. What's more interesting is this Mango by Air branding that they've got, which essentially gives you fresh mangoes within a day or two of purchasing them. But they're all grown in Turkey. There's a video right here showing the growing process. And of course, lots of samples. Who else loves mango as much as I do? Let me know, please. I think by a long way, this is one of my favorite foods at this expo. Thailand is also represented here at the expo. And they got lots of different dried fruits and dried candies, dried mango. Have a look at all the different dried fruits. There's one more stand here from Thailand, and it's focusing on sriracha. And there's also coconut milk and some soy sauces. But have a look at how many flavors of sriracha there are. Whoever knew there were so many of them? Now, from what I understand in America, there's a sriracha shortage. And people are even selling them for double, triple the price because they're not able to get hold of sriracha right now. But is it something that you like? I'm not a big fan of sriracha. I'm more of a ketchup person, but I know it's very popular for some people. I think I've almost seen every country possible walking around. Here is Korea and different Korean foods and different companies right here. Very interesting, all of these different countries represented at this event. Okay everybody, I've come to the end of the video. I'm just walking out now, heading to the metro station. I really hope you enjoyed the video today at the WorldFood Moscow Expo and seeing a lot of brands and a lot of businesses from different countries around the world. Let me know in the comments what you think. Let me know your opinions and all these different countries of products. How many countries, businesses we saw from China, from Turkey. It's very interesting. If you really like the video, give it a thumbs up. That's the easiest way to support the channel. Thumbs ups are the best way to support the channel. I put another video for you to watch right after this one. If you want to click that now, you can see an older video on the channel. And if you want to follow me on Telegram, there's a link to Telegram. I'm very active there, posting a lot of stuff daily. So a new video right here, Telegram right here, and I'm off on another adventure. Bye everybody.